Hi, welcome to Freezer Meals 101. I'm Christy.
And I'm Charla, and today we are doing recipes that you can literally make in 5 minutes or less.
5 minutes. That is it. 5 recipes you can make in 5 minutes or less.
We are excited about this because this is going to make your life easier, and we get so happy when we can make your life easier.
We're going to make it easier and we're going to make it deliciouser.
Oh, definitely.
I just made up a new word, and that's the fun part of being in my brain. So, we should get started. Normally, you would have Charla at anything named nacho, but not this one. This is Christy's nachos. And do you know why it's Christy's nachos? Because it's shredded beef nachos, and Charlotte doesn't eat beef. So this is her loss and our gain. So I will get into this right away. We start out with a really nice, great chuck roast. 2 pounds, boneless. We're gonna throw it in the bag. We're gonna add in 4 tablespoons of taco seasoning, which is the same as 1 package if you're buying it in the packets. We're gonna add in some salsa, some beef broth, and then we are going to seal it up. We're gonna get all of that air out first. We're gonna freeze it. On the day of cooking, you're just gonna let it thaw. Well, okay, the day before cooking, you're gonna let it thaw because, you know, it's a good hunk of beef there. It's gonna take a little while to get it thawed for you. We're going to throw it right in the slow cooker and do this for 4 or 5 hours on high, or maybe 7-8 hours on low. Like, we are really gonna tenderize this sucker because then it's gonna shred up beautifully. You're gonna put it on your nachos with, you know, your typical nacho things, like your, well, tortilla chips, obviously, your shredded cheese, and all your nacho fixings. Charlotte has very specific nacho fixings, but this is the Christy nachos, so you can just put whatever you want on, however you want, and that's okay. Alternatively, this is a really nice one to do in the Instant Pot because it just bing, bang, boom, and she's done, and it shreds up really, really great.
How many ingredients is that? 4?
4 ingredients.
That's amazing. That's so fast.
You are going to put this
flavorful
together in less than 5 minutes. Yep. Absolutely. You're going to take a lot longer to cook it.
This next one is another one that is amazing in the crock pot, and it is barbecue shredded chicken. If you've watched our channel for a while, then you know it's one of my favorites. And we actually almost made it in our last mega meal session, but just kind of decided to go with Dr. Pepper pulled pork instead, and then we couldn't find the pork.
After all that, we couldn't find the pork, and so we didn't make either. So I'm glad that we're going to make it here for you today, that you're going to be able to have it, because this is one that Charla will make, or her daughter will make, because she loves it.
Yeah.
Even in between our mega sessions, because they love it so much.
It's so good. So into your large freezer bag, all you're gonna do is put some boneless, skinless chicken breasts, or you can use chicken thighs if you prefer, and then some onion that you've minced up, some garlic that's minced. Now, to save time, we are using garlic from a jar, and here today, if we're doing these in under 5 minutes, you're gonna have to do that too. And then some barbecue sauce and apple cider vinegar. Now, we like to put a little dab of the apple cider vinegar into our barbecue sauce container and give that a shake to get out all of the rest of the barbecue sauce, let nothing go to waste, and that just works really, really well for us. Now, for this one, you did have to prep that onion, but it's just, you know, 1 onion or less, and so that, even including putting this all together and chopping your onion, you can still do this in 5 minutes or less. You're of course going to get the air out of that bag, seal it, freeze it, and on the day of cooking, you just cook this in the slow cooker, and then at the end, you shred it and serve it on buns. We like to do ours with a garlic mayo. It's Christy's recipe. It is like...
very simple. It is mayo. You're gonna add in some garlic. You're gonna add a little squeeze of lemon juice and some salt and pepper.
That's it.
That's it. You mix it up and it is.
And then we always serve it with coleslaw on the buns as well. Just, they really, I mean, it's really messy when you're eating it.
These are messy, but it's totally worth it. And it gives you that crunch, right? It's their extra texture. I learned that from putting it on pulled pork sandwiches.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this goes really nicely on the chicken because it's shredded as well, right?
So we're gonna put this really easy recipe in the description down below.
The crispy chicken wings are a fairly new one to us. I think we found this recipe or developed this recipe when I got my air fryer.
Yes.
It can be done in the oven, but this one is a really good one for your air fryer. So you start out with your chicken wings in your bag. You are going to add in olive oil, garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, salt, and pepper. If you wanted to, you could mix your spices separately and then add it into the bag. It will probably spread a little more evenly, but you don't have to do that because we're trying to do this in under 5 minutes, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
You just got to shake it around really good when you're done. You're going to remove the air from your bag, seal it up, and on the day of cooking, you do want these to thaw. You can do it in your oven at 400 on a single layer on a baking sheet for about 30 minutes. Then flip them, shake them around, do it for another 15 to 30 minutes till they're fully cooked and nice and crispy. Alternatively, for you air fryer people, wink wink, we're gonna preheat our air fryer to 400 for a couple of minutes at least. Add your wings in a single layer, cook for 10 minutes, flip, cook for another 18 minutes, depending on your air fryer. Now, you get to know your air fryer after a while, so, think of this as being a little asterisk there, depending on your air fryer. So you just gotta make it work. Chicken is fully cooked at 165, but when it has a bone in it, sometimes people want to take it up to like 170, 180 to just make sure that it's really cooked in there by the bone.
It's funny when you're saying you've got to really get to know your air fryer. I'm imagining like you and your air fryer walking through the meadow, holding hands, like going on a little date.
Sometimes I put it in a baby carriage or in the stroller, and we walk down the street, and people are like, "Can I see your baby?" And I'm like, "Yes." No, we're not that close, but yeah, you got to get to know your air fryer. It's all good.
Okay, now this next one has quite a few more ingredients than the other ones have so far, but I still feel like you can assemble this in less than 5 minutes. What we're making is Mongolian beef, and the reason that I believe in you, I believe you can get this done and in your bag and sealed up and in your freezer in 5 minutes or less, is because those beef strips are already sliced.
Mm-hmm.
And for our matchstick or shredded carrots, we're gonna buy them that way.
In a bag. They sell them that way.
In your produce section in the grocery store. So, here we go. In your large freezer bag, you're gonna put some beef strips that are already cut. Then you're gonna add some ginger. We use the squeezy tube ginger. We just find it's nice and fresh and still super easy. And then that minced garlic from a jar, some soy sauce, water, brown sugar, and then those matchstick carrots. And you can add some sliced green onions if you want, or if you feel like that's gonna take too much time, you can add those up fresh on the day of cooking. So you're of course gonna get the air out of your bag. That's because you wanna prevent freezer burn. That's why we're such sticklers on the air, in case you're wondering. And then you're going to seal it, freeze it, and on the day of cooking, this one is a really nice thin bag, so it thaws quickly and it cooks up even faster than it thaws. You're just gonna cook this in a skillet, and you're gonna add a little bit of a cornstarch slurry, so that's just some cornstarch mixed with water as you're cooking it to thicken the sauce. This is really great served over rice, and again, you can add some fresh sliced green onions if you want, and even you can sprinkle some sesame seeds on top if you want to be all fancy schmancy.
Very fancy. Next recipe is simple Swedish meatballs. Now this one is extra easy. We do it extra easy because we do buy our pre-made meatballs. You can make your own meatballs and make them this way, but then it wouldn't be 5 minutes, would it? So we're gonna buy them from Costco because they have really nice meatballs at Costco. They are pre-cooked, and really they just need to get a good heat and to let your flavors meld when you make them. So we're started with our meatballs in the bag. We're going to add in cream of mushroom soup, some sour cream, soy sauce, parsley, here's a weird one, nutmeg, and a little bit of pepper. We're gonna squish that all around inside the bag so it's nice and combined. Again, get all that excess air out, and we're gonna seal it and freeze it. On the day of cooking, you wanna thaw it. We're going to either put it in the slow cooker and 2 to 4 hours. You need to cook the meatballs. You just really want the flavors to meld at that nice low temperature. Or you can do it in your oven, because honestly, it's gonna take 20 minutes to get it. If you don't care about the melding, and you need to get it on your table, 20 or 30 minutes in your oven in a covered baker, and you're done. This goes nice with potatoes. It goes nice with egg noodles. It would go really nice with rice. This is a great one. Just add some veg and you're done.
Seriously, that's it. 5 recipes with so much variety, and they're 5 minutes or less each. So let's say go on the long side. It's 5 minutes, so 25 minutes to get these in your freezer. But what if you double each of them?
What if you doubled them? Because I bet you, because you're already doing the thing, like you've seen us how we do these. You've watched Mega Sessions. You can see how we can line up all our bags. You could double these, and you wouldn't double your time.
No.
You would maybe increase it by maybe 10 minutes. So maybe 35 minutes, you would have 10 recipes. Bam.
Yeah.
Done. Out of this world.
Pretty much 2 weeks of meals.
And that's
for about a half an hour.
That is the magic of freezer meals.
That is the magic.
That is the magic of freezer meals. And that's how you do it here, folks.
We have another video for you. We're gonna put it right there. And it is three ingredient freezer meals, and those can be made in about 3 minutes each. No word of a lie.
When you only have 3 ingredients, you can just about sneeze it into no. When you only have 3 ingredients, you can just about like genie it into the bag. Do you remember I Dream of Jeannie? Am I showing my age here? Some of you won't know that one. But it would be that fast.
Yeah, so check that out if you're looking for more super fast meals to put together. Thank you so much for joining us today.
We will see you next time.
Happy cooking.